Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto 2 Blue Vortex discussion. Today, I want to bring up a topic I've seen a bunch of people mention in the comment section as well as over on the Patreon Discord server, which is, why is it that it seems like nobody appears to care about Hinata ever since Kawaki framed Boruto for Naruto's death by taking advantage of the Shinjutsu, swapping everyone's memories of Boruto and Kawaki, where people believe that Kawaki is Naruto's son and Boruto is the kid raised by Kar to be Ishiki's next vessel. While all the focus is on Naruto's death, there appears to be next to no conversation about Hinata dying, and I want to address why I think that this is the case and why there might be some translation issues here as well that need to be brought up in the context of this discussion. So if you've been wondering why isn't anyone talking about Hinata being dead or making a big deal out of it, you're not wrong for asking that question. Hinata is a legacy character from the original series of the franchise, i.e. the Naruto manga, so you'd think a bigger deal would be made out of Hinata's disappearance. So I do want to say this much: Hinata's death has been brought up in the manga before, in the aftermath of Kawaki stealing away Naruto and Hinata and tricking everyone into believing that they're dead. If you go back to Boruto Naruto Next Generations chapter 80, early on in the chapter we have Sasuke who mentions that Hinata alongside Naruto when talking about the context of Boruto being on a killing spree. And this is after he's been made aware that Boruto apparently killed Naruto. Sasuke at that point in the story was the only one to mention Hinata in terms of a confirmed death. Prior to that, in Boruto Naruto Next Generations chapter 78, Hinata is mentioned as an afterthought when they're speaking about Naruto's chakra going missing suddenly, and they mention that Naruto's wife's chakra is gone as well. And then the next sentence they say that they vanished simultaneously together. In Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapter 1, most of the translations that we've seen have had Shikadai saying that he killed your father, but one translation I've seen in French said that Kawaki killed your, with no mention of father or mother or parents. But given that this one is an outlier, I don't really want to use it, but I did want to bring it to your attention to be transparent while I wait on someone who speaks French to verify what's actually said on that page. And I've reached out to some people who know Japanese to look at the entire page of Shikadai and Himawari's conversation, because Japanese is such a context heavy language and a lot of it is at the discretion of the translator when translating the English. In my Patreon Discord server, someone made a really good point, which is that Hinata going missing isn't just some random shinobi going missing and being considered dead. Hinata has a Kekkei Genkai, and wars have been fought in the past between villages over Kekkei Genkai. Hinata isn't just a hyuga, but she's stated to be the strongest member of the Hyuga clan and be in possession of the strongest Byakugan that the Hyuga clan has had during its time in Konoha. I'll take it a step further and say that because she's a hyuga, she's basically Konoha royalty, or rather she's in that elite class of Konoha because she's a member of one of the four noble clans of Konoha. The Uchiha clan, the Hyuga clan, the Akimichi clan, and the Aburame clan are the four noble clans of Konoha. So you would think a bigger deal is being made out of that, but I want to step into some dangerous waters and I want to explain why I don't think that this is as big of a deal in universe as a lot of fans are making it out to be. To be fully transparent with you guys so no one accuses me of being biased, yes, I've memed Hinata in the past, just like I meme a bunch of other characters because we're an equal opportunity shade throwing channel over here. And I've said that I hate the anime depiction of Hinata the same way that I hate the anime depiction of Sakura, since both Naruto anime take the serial, finger twiddling, shy, dandori character type trope for Hinata and the hot temper, knock the idiot's head in when he does or says something stupid, tsundere trope and Sukenboku humor of Sakura. And the anime overdoes it to a point where when I would watch the anime episodes, it took characters that I tolerated when reading the manga and it made them absolutely unbearable in the anime to the point where I was beginning to harbor some hatred towards both of the characters. I've never hidden that, which leads to Hinata fans saying I hate Hinata and I'm biased, and Sakura fans say I hate Sakura and I'm biased, which it isn't the case with either character. So with that out of the way, I do think Hinata's death not being made a big deal boils down to she's not as important as Naruto. I hate to be that blunt, but I'm just gonna say it. I've talked in the past about how Naruto's death in universe is more than just the death of a Hokage. It's the death of hope itself because of what Naruto represents to the greater ninja world itself. Between that and his position as Hokage, the literal leader of the village, there is more focus placed on Naruto's death than Hinata's, to the point it's like a giant vacuum that sucks up all the attention, where anything else left in that space is an afterthought. This wouldn't be the first time that we've seen this be the case either. As messed up as this is gonna sound to some of you guys, the Hokage's wife does not matter as much as the Hokage itself when we look in universe at the few times we've seen that Hokage's wife has died. Hinata, as we know in the audience, she's alive, but in universe she's perceived as being dead, which would make her the third wife of a Hokage who's been killed. However, when Kushina died, the attention on the night of the QB rampage, in the aftermath as well as in the years afterwards, it's always been, hey, the fourth Hokage died on this day. Outside of some filler scenes in the anime, nobody ever mentioned Kushina's death when talking about the night that the QB attacked in the story. In the anime, you had Sasuke's mom bring it up, and you had Kushina's picture being shown with Minato for the memorial service for those who died, and Minato's photo was elevated above Kushina's and all the others, and Kushina's photo was on the same level as everybody else. She wasn't anything special in the greater eyes of everybody. Yes, she was a Jinchuriki, but a Jinchuriki is a weapon. Minato was the beloved war hero Hokage and the favorite son of Konoha. He sucked up a majority of the attention. People were distraught over that. Kushina was an afterthought. Even with the third Hokage's wife, she died on that night as well, outside of Minato going, oh crap, Lady Biwa, he killed the third Hokage's wife. In the manga itself, there was no mention of her. She was an afterthought after the actual death itself. Sure, circumstances came into play here because Minato had to worry about the Nine-Tails seal and the paper bomb on his newborn son, but in the manga, the third Hokage's wife dying on the night of the Nine-Tails attack is never mentioned after that. It's an afterthought. Minato sucked up all the attention. Hinata basically falls into the same trap that Kushina and Biwa did. She happened to die alongside someone who is literally the most important person in the village and second most important in her country. So that person has sucked up all the focus and attention because that person's life is more important than theirs. That being said, I do think it's a bit of a missed opportunity to have Himawari mention her mother being dead as well in the manga. She basically lost her parents. She's low-key an orphan. Granted, she probably got taken in by the Hyuga clan, but for all intents and purposes, she's an orphan. If you go back to Boruto Naruto The Next Generations, chapter 78, one of the first things that Boruto asks Kawaki is, what did you do with my parents? Because Boruto was rightfully pissed off. Would it be nice to see that out of at least Himawari? Absolutely. The other shinobi like Team 10 and the Konoha shinobi who were more so focused on the death of Hokage, because in the grand scheme of things, that's the capital offense. That's the death that's going to have much larger ramifications, that's going to take longer to recover from, whereas Hinata dying, you go, oh crap, okay, we lost the Byakugan. Not like we don't have like 900 other of those things. Time to go ahead and train up the next generation. Hope somebody surpasses her. We'll have to ensure it. In the grand scheme of things, in terms of importance, her death isn't as important. I do agree that it's a missed opportunity to have Himawari at least mention her mother's death because of how close they appeared to be. Yet at the same time, in context of that panel, I can see why the narrative decision was made to have her solely focus on her father. She said she wanted to help Boruto. In Himawari's mind, Boruto is a kid from Kara who is obsessed with her father more than anything else, to the point that he risked his own life to save Naruto when Naruto tried to save Himawari. Those two are attached under those circumstances because of the obsession that she and others believe that Boruto had towards Naruto due to the Shinjutsu swapping the memories of Boruto and Kawaki. Her whole reason for believing Boruto isn't above being saved is because in her mind, Boruto saved her father when he tried to save her. In her mind, that's the reason she doesn't believe her father is dead. And that's before we get the line that she says that she can feel it that her dad's still alive somewhere. It would have been nice to say he didn't kill my parents, but being blunt, just looking at what we have here, Naruto is the only one who ever really mattered to Kawaki. Does he view Boruto like a brother? Yes, but he's also willing to kill Boruto because Boruto is a threat to Naruto, which makes Boruto expendable. Kawaki tolerates Himawari and Hinata because they're Naruto's wife and daughter, but they are expendable. Naruto in Kawaki's eyes is the only thing that matters. We don't really see Kawaki interact with Hinata in the manga. She's nothing to him other than Naruto's wife, which makes her expendable. If he's willing to kill Naruto's own son, Naruto's wife isn't going to be much anything special to him. It's only Naruto that matters. I think that's why Himawari, due to the Shinjutsu swapping out Boruto and Kawaki in her mind, solely focused on Naruto here in the context of the conversation, because it should be common sense that when she says, I don't believe he would kill my dad, that by extension it should apply to Hinata being alive as well. I get it though. If you're a Hinata fan, you're probably upset she's only been mentioned a few times here or there. She was mentioned, and the few times that she was mentioned, it was an afterthought. because everyone focused on Naruto and was trying to confirm whether or not he was alive or dead. I don't think this is Kishimoto's tendency to write women a certain way and pushing them into the background like I've seen people suggest, though I will say Hinata being the dead wife of the Hokage and barely being mentioned as a result lines up with what we've seen in the franchise in the past before. Perhaps the anime, when it does come back, shows you a memorial for Naruto and Hinata. Perhaps you see Hinata's father crying like crazy and that gives you some closure. Perhaps you get a flashback with Boruto or Himawari when they're thinking about their mother. But in manga format, I get the emphasis being placed on the Hokage being dead, and why Shikamaru in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 1 called Boruto a Hokage killer. He didn't call him a mass murderer or anything because he killed 2 people. He says he's a Hokage killer. That's the bigger crime. Killing someone like Hinata, yeah, it's still a crime and it's a tragedy, but it's not a big of a deal as the literal Hokage being killed. And that's the thing that history is going to remember if this quote isn't resolved. It won't be on this day the Hokage and his wife died. It's going to be on this date the 7th Hokage died, and at best you're going to get an asterisk saying, oh yeah, Hinata Hyuga, the wife of the 7th Hokage, she perished alongside him. I know that's probably not the sexiest answer. I know that answer's probably going to piss some people off. I'm hesitant to even upload this video for that reason, but it's the one thing that I think is most likely the case, though. I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this conversation. How do you feel about Hinata not getting a lot of focus in the manga? While you think that over, click here to watch these other Naruto Explain videos.